Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face.
And welcome everyone to the Man Cave. My name is Paul Knapp, and I will be your host for tonight's show. This is season 2, episode number 46. And waiting in our green room tonight is our special guest, Mr. Fred Melchor. Good friends of Rick Bradshaw. He brought him to us tonight, so we're going to see what Mr. Fred has to offer us. But before we get started, I want to introduce my panel of assistants for tonight. And first up, we have this gentleman right here, Mr. Stacy.
Hi.
What's wrong? How are you tonight, sir?
I'm very good. How are you, sir?
And you're not going to ruin Christmas for anybody, right? We talked about
Yes,
this
I
behind
am.
the scenes, okay?
No guarantees.
We got people in the chat room, and Santa Israel. Santa Israel. Stacy was trying to tell us he wasn't, but he is. And my buddy and yours, Mr. Rick Bradshaw. How you doing tonight, sir?
Heidi ho, everyone. How's everybody?
There's the big guy.
Everybody's
there he is. There's the man.
everybody's chiming in.
Yeah.
I like to see that.
We got the
Hi,
usual
everybody.
suspects with us tonight.
Yeah.
Andy Dan's here tonight. We got to get him on. He's planning on being on in the future, he said.
Hi, Ernie.
Ernie's
Yeah,
attic.
Jack.
Boss Jack. Dollbase is with us. Thank
Murray.
you.
Yeah.
Yep. Murray Corrigan.
Ernie Murray.
So we have somebody new joining the panel tonight, but he's been on the show before as a special guest. I'm sure we all know him. I see what he's doing already. And you may know him as Mr. Andy in Indy, but we'll just call him the Ugly Bunny tonight. How you doing tonight, sir?
Hello.
Mr. Andy in Indy, how are you?
I'm going insane. How are you?
Good, buddy. It's been a while.
Yes, it's been a year.
Although you're in the chat room every night, so you're kind of with
Mostly,
us.
yeah. I have nothing better to do on Monday nights. I'm all by myself.
Yeah. So you and Murray Corrigan, except he's at work right now. So.
Yeah, but he's
Really?
Canadian,
I mean,
so it doesn't count.
Murray, is he really at work?
Well, I don't know. If they're watching his computer right now, no, he's not at work. He's on our show. He's in the chat room right now. So see, Murray, even when you're not with us, you're still with us. So.
That's exactly.
Hi,
Once you're here, you can't leave.
Moondoggy joined us. How you doing, Moondoggy?
Yeah, Moondoggy. How you doing?
Action Team Joe's.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Well, before we bring in our special guest tonight, I'm going to go around the room and say what's new in your zoo. Andy, I'm going to save you for last because I know you got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Stacy, I'm going to bring you up first, sir. What is new in your zoo, my friend?
Well, I can just give you an update on the Sean Connery guy here because I've just been busy with flocking only, so I don't want to show all that crap. Nobody wants to see more heads and stuff. So I had to. This is the body I put him on. I put him on a dragon, and I had to lengthen the neck from the bottom of the chin where the original G.I. Joe neck post was to the base so I could get the height right for when you put a business suit on him and stuff. The collar would show and look good with a tie. So It's raised up exactly a ½ inch. So I had to custom make the neck post to fit for that. So that's the only thing other than, just flocking and stuff. So sorry, I don't have anything else, but nothing came in. That's it. Yeah, I'm still waiting on stuff for China. You know how that is.
Oh. China.
Everyone's buying from China.
That's the cheapest place to get the suit and, the Walther PPK and.
Yep.
All right. Well,
just unfortunate.
Mr. Rick Bradshaw, what's new in your zoo, sir?
Oh, I got all kinds of stuff. I just got some quick stuff to show. This was one of
That was in the photo shoot.
This was in the
Yeah.
photo shoot. Yeah,
Yeah,
That looked cool, man.
I've been waiting
Yeah,
for it to snow so I could get this guy outside.
So tell us about that. Did you piece that all together, or is that an outfit you just put a Joe head on it?
No, this is a Valaverse figure that Mike McCarthy sent me, and of course wanted Angelo's Joe heads.
Yep. We
Fits
know
him
Angelo's work.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Valaverse figures are really cool. And I have no snow characters in this scale, so this was perfect for make him a snow guy. I for the photograph I photoshopped an Adventure Team sticker on him.
Yeah, I was going to say that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
only thing. 'Cause, yeah.
But he's pretty
No,
cool.
I love the color combination. That is.
Yeah,
He's
it's
that
very
nice.
looks-
Yeah, I'll get some more shots of him when it snows again. So
Yeah.
you remember last week I showed Junkyard Joe, Junkyard Joe,
Junkyard Joe. Yep. Yep.
and people asked, "Do the clothes come off?" And what I
Right.
saw on a Mezco site, I saw someone had cut the sleeves off the jacket, and I said, "Well, I'm not doing that." And another guy had just removed the jacket, so that's what I went and did. So this is what Junkyard
that
Joe
is.
looks like now.
Huh.
So he does have full robotic arms,
Yep.
Oh, huh.
and I found a nice Vietnam rig for him.
Yep.
So he's totally outfitted.
Yeah.
He wears that T-shirt underneath his jacket. It almost looks like a flak vest, but not quite.
Yeah.
So you can't
So he
take that
looks-
off then.
You could take the T-shirt comes
Yeah,
Oh,
off.
that's cloth too. Oh wow.
Yeah, and he's got like a green body under there, which part of it
That's
is
so neat.
mechanical, but
Yeah.
the stomach looks like a regular person. So it just I don't know. I just prefer the T-shirt,
Yeah.
but this way gives him a lot more attitude than with the jacket on. So he's kind of neat.
Dan wanted to know what the scale was of that head. I'm assuming he meant Angelo's head. That he
112. Both of these figures are 112
yeah
scale.
they're 112 scale. Yeah.
Yeah, Angelo will set you up with a 112 GI Joe head if you're looking for him. And then last week we talked about the I'm gonna have to move up for this. Move out. The Humvee, the Action Man Humvee, right? And I said I'd pull it down and show this. So this is the Action Man Humvee.
Wow.
Wow, that's big.
And that came in
Yeah.
orangey red.
Yep, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
how it comes.
Huh.
I've never seen these. The only one I've seen is this one that I bought. And this is going to be difficult to show, but this is what it does. Pull this out. This opens up,
cool.
and it's a full command
Mobile
center.
support vehicle.
Yeah. Wow.
And let's see. This comes down.
Oh, a pair of
And-
steps, dude. That's like.
This pops up.
Where did you get that at?
I was gonna say I need to find one of these now.
England.
Are you serious? They're only overseas.
They were only released overseas.
I
Ah.
bought this from England.
Yeah, that's on my list of ones that I'd like to have.
Yeah, and I got it for an amazing
Yeah,
price.
I remember that story from last
Wow.
week. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
Jeff
Killing
Shear
me with
just
that
joined
story.
us. Thanks, Jeff.
Don't you want to finish the rest of that sentence, Rick?
What's that?
And this too can be yours.
No, yeah.
That's what you usually say to
Oh,
me.
I don't think he wants to. I don't think he wants to part with that one.
Well,
Murray
I
said
mean,
early
it's-
2000s that came out.
sounds
Okay.
sounds like several people want it. So high bid.
Oh,
Christmas is right around the corner, gentlemen.
yeah.
I'll have it there before the 25th.
It depends on whether or not you send it priority mail.
Yeah, no, no, that'll go UPS for sure. Because it's heavier. Like you think it's just,
Oh, yeah.
it's that thing is heavy.
Yeah.
That'd be. I bet you to ship that UPS would be like at least $60,
Holy
depending
crap.
on where it went. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what's
Yeah.
going to hurt it. Can you imagine shipping it from the UK over here? Ooh.
Yes, the guy did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many years ago was that? Or is that?
Yeah, it was a few years ago, so it was, things were a little cheaper then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that wasn't all it came with it. They had a motorcycle with it and a whole bunch of figures. And those figures were like the Hall of Fame figures, so they were that chunky plastic and
Yeah.
heavy.
And
So
heavier.
the whole box was huge, and it was amazing.
Doll Base asks, didn't somebody from Palatoy just pass away? Didn't Analog Toys just do a video on somebody that passed away that was
Yeah, I
Oh,
think so. And I'm trying to
think he-
remember who that was.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we move on any further, Jeff Shears with us from Skunk Works. Appreciate you, brother.
Hi, Jeff.
He threw out there Fire James Franklin. If none of you know who that is, that's the coach of Penn State, and I'm still sore about that loss to Oregon, so I'm not going to bring it up. But being an alumni, we've been asking for his head for about 15 years, Jeff. It's probably never going to happen.
That's
That
a
guy
different.
gets-
That's a
Dude,
different show.
$8.5 million a year to be a coach and not win. I mean, I could do that. Even I could do that for a year. All right, let's get back on subject. Andy and Indy, wake up, sir.
that's me.
It's your turn
No,
to
I was
shine,
trying to
friend.
look up who died. That's all.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you're
been a
asking what's
while.
new in my zoo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
new in your zoo.
I always post the stuff that's new on the internet. So if I've only got stuff that I haven't posted yet. So
All right.
that'll make it nice and short. This guy, he's just a Ken figure, or actually he's a Ken head on a regular Joe figure. I just glued a little plastic ring for the head to stick to. This was for Paul. No.
Hey.
No. See that's what's in the box.
Oh.
I did, however, the local toy shop, the local action figure collecting and stuff shop called the Toy Pit here in Indianapolis. They just recently started stocking some 12-inch GI Joes, so I managed to pick up a 40th.
There you go. Yeah.
GI Joe.
African American.
African American.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice find.
And somebody stuck in a 21st century hat instead of the plastic one.
Nice.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm happy about that.
Sure.
I picked up that and a Hawk River set, which was really a really good price, reasonable prices there. I like it. I like that place. So as you guys know, it was somebody in the group here's birthday just recently.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and so we were supposed to do. Well, I decided I would do a selfie figure for him.
Mhm.
So I went ahead and set one up. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did say that it was okay to do this. So I didn't do this without permission. But
There he is.
his birthday was yesterday or today. I'm not sure which anymore. Trying to get this
Yeah, a
focus
little lower,
right.
a little lower, more centered. There you go.
Hey,
Stacy,
there we
that
go.
doesn't look anything like you.
that's a good looking
No, it
figure.
doesn't.
That's a pretty good likeness.
I think it's a great likeness. Personally,
very
I
cool.
spent several hours making sure that I had that.
Wait, has he got a machete in his hand? What the?
No, actually, it's just a ninja sword.
Oh,
I
Just-
bought
I'm just
one of
happy
those little
to see you.
one of those little gift bags at Goodwill, and I bought it for a little rocket ship, and it was in
Wow.
there too, along with a couple of other nice things. So I'm like,
Hey,
what the
man.
heck? This has been a good deal.
that is.
And then the shirt.
yeah,
This is actually a shirt that is for Mike Power,
Right.
but somebody
Yeah.
has tailored it to fit
Oh,
the
Wow.
classic collection figures.
wow.
Yeah.
oh,
So-
nice.
Anyway, Rick, happy birthday. This is going to go in the mail to you.
Oh, thank you so
Wow.
much. Wow,
Dude, look at that,
Yeah.
man.
my own GI
Yeah.
Joe. Wow.
Your own GI Joe. You get to look at it, throw it against, have somebody throw it against the wall if they're mad at you, that sort of thing. You can even
Like-
poke little things into it just to, if you're having too much pain, you want to try and see if you can find that trigger point.
Acupuncture yourself.
My
Yeah.
father used to throw my GI Joes against the wall years ago.
Now you can
It was
recreate.
very, very rude of him.
Yeah, I
You
was
should
gonna
not
say,
do
what
that.
the hell?
You should
It was
only throw
trauma-
your own GI Joes against.
it was-
You got everybody
it
in
was
the chat room
traumatizing.
now saying happy birthday to you, Rick. My sister's here. Jeff from the
Yay.
Skunk Works, Ernie's Attic, Murray. So, yeah, he was going to keep
Yeah.
that a secret tonight, but we let the cat out of the bag. So everybody knows
Yeah.
it's your birthday.
Sorry
now.
about that,
Yeah.
Rick.
It's all right.
As you guys know, I like doing Man of Evil stuff.
Yep.
So I've been putting together my own Man of Evil team.
Yep.
And this one is the one that I built based on the stuff that Jeff over at Skunkworks showed about using the BBI arms and legs to rebuild the body so that it so you don't have to let the whole thing go to waste when you only have part of a body. So I've got him. He's the number one. This guy, this is number two. So
Oh yeah.
Like it.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah. And I needed a medic. I needed a doctor for the Man of Evil. So I got a Doctor of Evil here. You can see he's got his little stethoscope here.
I see that.
And the armbands got the
Boy,
Man of
that-
Evil thing, and that's even on his shirt inside here. I do iron-on logos for these.
Wow.
This is really cool.
Whose
I've
head
also
sculpt
got
is that?
Pardon?
Whose head sculpt is that?
It looks so familiar.
It looks familiar. Whose is it?
I don't know. Who does it look like?
I don't know.
It's
Does
Dr.
that look
Evil.
like anybody you know?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Paul Knapp Show. I'll be your host.
Barb, does it look like anybody that you know?
Yeah, my sister's watching. She said she wants one of those figures.
Huh.
This is getting out
Well.
of control.
I know. We're getting off the.
Well,
No,
I am taking up too long. It's 20 minutes after already.
No.
So I'm going to
You're
let
fine.
you, Paul, go on to whatever's new for your stuff.
Well, okay. I usually don't say what's new in my zoo, but I did get a box this past week.
Oh, who is that from?
Well, I think it says Andy and Indy.
Well, gosh.
So I thought we'd do a live box opening. I've never done this before. Hopefully, I don't slash my my wrist with a knife here.
is it ticking?
No.
well, too late now. I just opened it. So
I
you
do
might
everything.
witness-
Stacy, I do everything digital now.
Oh,
No ticking.
excellent.
is it safe to open on air? I mean,
Yes, it's safe to open it on air.
okay. I just want to make sure before I get blocked here. Nothing I have to read, right? Nothing.
No, I didn't put anything to read in there, Paul. I know how it is on the show. You got too many things going on. You don't need to be bothered with reading and
Definitely a
paying
figure.
attention and
We can't see.
Talk
You're
to
gonna have to
people.
put it in the camera here.
Well, it's still in the bag. I don't know.
well,
So,
I want to make sure it's suffocated.
I think it's a $6 million man, is what it looks like.
Bum, 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 bum.
Mini me.
So apparently,
Dr. Evil needed a mini-me.
it looks it sort of looks like me.
Sort of.
It should. I spend about as much time on that as I did on Rick's. So
I love the
Uh-oh.
logo dog tag, dude. That's awesome, man.
That is awesome.
there should be 9
don't know
more
if
in
anybody-
there for you to put with any of your special creations if you want to.
Dude, that is that rocks, man.
And I'll send you the 3D
That is
print
awesome.
file so you could have anybody
It's,
else you want print them up for you.
It's cool and scary at the same time. It's like wow.
Creepy? Is it creepy? I was
look-
going for creepy.
Yeah, a little creepy. But still pretty cool, man. You know, it's like when you were a kid, you always wanted your own figure, and now they can do it, man. That's what freaks me out with this whole 3D printing stuff, man. I mean, what used to be a pipe dream is now like you can do it, man. This is so
Yeah,
cool.
and with some of the tools out there now, I did that in about 4 hours.
Wow.
Well,
Dude, that
You
is
gonna-
awesome, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
No
Andy,
problem.
you gonna-
Happy birthday to you.
Well, thanks. Thanks.
Andy,
I
you're
know
gonna
it's
start.
too many
You
points,
did,
but
dude.
You're
You
gonna
hooked me
start
up
getting
with dog
orders,
tags,
Andy.
man. Wow, that is awesome.
yeah, there's a few other things in the
Yeah,
bag.
I see that the
couple of
dog
bags.
tags, man.
I
Oh
think
man,
there's
dude, how did you make? You didn't make those, did you?
no those were something that I found for the MacGyver figure. I needed a Swiss Army knife for the MacGyver figure.
Dude, this is the smallest Swiss Army knife I've ever seen. In my...
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
cool.
little metal charm, and I just painted sides red.
Oh, it's a charm. Okay, right on. That is so cool. And then he did some. So all the dog tags you made?
Oh yeah, the black ones with the red AT logo on them,
Yeah,
and on the
those.
back it's the AOA for Axis of Awesome.
Yep.
I send those out to anybody that's in the group that I send stuff to.
Dude, that's like an early Christmas gift. Thank you, man. That is awesome.
No
That is
problem.
awesome,
Now
too.
Barb has to fight you to the death in order to get the figure.
I know. I guess next time I take my trip to Pennsylvania, I'll take Mini Me,
There you go.
and my sister can see it. So
There you go.
yeah, then he
Or
said
when you lay down at the end of the night,
exactly
you
on
can
my
lay the
pillow.
figure in the bed with you, and
On my
you
pillow.
know,
Got
it's
my
there.
PK logo there. I appreciate
PK
that.
logo, yeah.
So I'm trying to read some of the comments here, but thanks, man. That's a early Christmas birthday gift.
Oh no, Murray, it's
Why?
gonna happen. Murray, it's gonna happen.
I didn't
I
read
don't
it.
know.
What's it say?
Stacy's got curly hair, and that's just way too much.
Moondog
for
says
her.
definitely creepy. Yes, it's a little creepy. JEB, thanks for joining us. Murray's still laughing.
Everyone's gonna want one.
Matthew O'Connor, it's nice to see you. Hey, speaking of Matthew O'Connor, before we bring in our special guest, Matthew sent me some pictures of a project he's working on right now. So I'm going to show a quick little video I put together with all those photos, and then maybe
Excellent.
Matthew can ask or answer some questions in the chat room before we bring in our special guest. So I'm going to go ahead and run this real quick. It is a project he's been working on for a while. He calls it the Talon.
I like how it's weathered.
There he is, man.
Buzz Lightyear.
I pulled that off his website. Yes. So he says the Talon. I forgot the acronym now. What it was for. I wrote it down there. Tactical. What did I write?
Yeah, something ordnance or something was in it too.
Yeah. So, but
Tactical aerial long range.
there it is. Tactical attack lethal ordnance navigator. Talon. But dude, that is
navigator. He
that's
has the right
1/6
to know where
scale.
he's going.
That's definitely 1/6 scale, man. That is huge.
Yeah.
And you
I
can see
wonder how heavy that is.
well, I said he's in the there's the figure underneath it, the Cobra.
Yeah.
Crimson Guard, probably. Is that the Crimson Guard?
Looks like one.
So Matthew's in the chat room. So if you guys dig it, ask him away, ask questions. I'll try to pop it back and forth here. But yeah, that is really cool, man. Thanks for sending me those pictures.
That is really cool.
Anything else we need to bring up before we go to our special guest here, Fred? I hope Fred's still with us, man. He's probably
He might have left.
He's
Well,
Any smart person would have left.
without further ado, I'm going to bring in our special guest. This is Mr. Fred Melchor. How you doing tonight, sir?
Hello, everybody.
Yay!
Hello.
Welcome, Fred. Welcome, Fred.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
Fred.
Sorry about all that, dude. I didn't mean to carry on there.
It's fine, man. It's like I've been telling everybody. You're going to set the record for the most boring guest ever.
I was the
I'm a
most boring guest
librarian.
ever.
So how bad can it be? I'm a librarian. It can't be any worse than that.
I
You
fell into that
librarians.
worse.
You librarians always have secrets. Come on.
I just want to know how you and Rick became friends. How'd you guys hook up before? we get
Purely
started with
online, you know, it's like an online dating thing. Was that how it was, Rick? Or was that somewhere else?
Oh,
No, that was a different thing. I'm sorry. No,
yeah,
but it
I'm
was
sure
it
you
was
didn't go
completely
through with the
online.
dating.
We met through our mutual love of toy photography over at the Action Figure Playhouse. Shout out for one of the best groups on Facebook, in my opinion. But over the Action Figure Playhouse with Rick and Rick and myself and a gentleman from the UK named Neil just kind of hit it off. And I was shooting exclusively like the Black Series Star Wars, mixing in some Marvel Legends, stuff like that. And Rick actually sent me a 1/6 scale G.I. Joe. I don't think it had any weapons with it, did Rick, but it did. It was fully clothed and it was a super articulated figure. And he was like a drug dealer at that point. And I think I went from that one that he gave me to, I don't know, you know, counting the ones that are in pieces with no heads or hands and feet, probably over 100 figures. And it's all Rick's fault. It's
the
I
way to go,
mean,
Rick.
I
Got
guess
him
that's
started,
kind of how
man.
we were. Yeah, that's how we were. So it's all Rick's fault with that.
That's how we grow the hobby.
Yeah, it is, and it's.
So you were never a collector when you were younger of one?
I was absolutely a collector, but I just got into I mean, I didn't collect the 1/6 scale Joes. Keep in mind, I'm a little younger than Rick, so I came in at the age of Mego, the 8-inch Megos.
Okay.
And my first two Mego figures I still have. They're in the other room. I could run and get them if you want, but I think they're 74, 75. The Joker and Batman. And I grew up with those two figures. They went everywhere I went. They went through hospital stays and you know, funeral home visits and you know, just everything you could think of with life. Those figures were with me. And then also I grew up with the little 3.5-inch Star Wars, the original.
Sure.
You know, no articulation except for the arm. 5 points of articulation. Those figures. So I've always been a collector, but I really got back into it when I discovered a love of photographing toys. And at that point, I just started buying all kinds of Black Series, all kinds of Marvel Legends. And then Rick got me into the Joe, and it's just on from there. And when I was looking at some of my Joe stuff tonight, you guys are talking about Angelo, and that's one of his heads right there. This is that's an Angelo head right there.
Yeah,
It's very fuzzy.
Oh yeah.
And I created, and then the rest of it's just a super articulated Joe, where I created like this mad swamp sniper kind of a character. And there's a few shots of him out on in the groups at the different places. But that was one. And I mean, I stop me if I ramble because again, I'm a librarian. I'll bore you to death. But that got me interested in learning how to flock for myself. And then the first guy that I flocked was this guy, and I called him Uncle Joe. He's wearing this is can we say Barbie and Ken? Are we allowed to mention that?
Yeah.
So he's wearing a Ken outfit, a Ken jacket, and a Ken shirt. These are not Ken pants, obviously. I think these are I really don't know where the pants are from, but that's definitely a Ken jacket. And that's the first flock that I did. That guy's my first flock. And
nice.
It's nowhere near the level of Angelo's work, but it got me through. And then one that was a little more recent, because a lot of my Joes are in pieces. They're in drawers and all kind of stuff like that. And then this is another flock that I did that's a little more recent. This guy.
Is that brown hair?
Yeah, it's kind of a brownish red sort of thing.
Okay.
See if that helps at all.
That's longer millimeter though. That's longer hair.
It's longer. Yeah, it's longer. That was my experimenting with longer hair, longer fiber, and so I haven't done it in a while, but I did enjoy doing it when I was doing it, and man, it's amazing, isn't it, how much difference a flock makes.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, Rick is a much better customizer than me. There are other people that are way better than me for sure. what I enjoy the most about it is the photography aspect. Of course, you're looking at me now on screen where my image is the darkest and it keeps fading in and out for light. I didn't say videographer, I said photographer. I enjoy still life photography. And I'm shooting just with my built-in laptop webcam here. So the photography piece is the piece that I love the most. And I've not been shooting as much lately as I have in the past. I'd like to get back into it more often.
What
So what got
actually?
you started in the photography side of it?
Say it again.
So what got you started in this photography side of it? Did the toys lead into photography or photography lead into toys? What came first?
Well, toys obviously, because I've been a fan of toys since I was real small, but since I was a child. But it more recently, when I got into media and technology, my official title is Media and Technology Coordinator for a middle school and a high school here in our local school system. And part of that job involves me covering events, which oddly enough always seem to be shooting high motion images in a low light environment, which is a nightmare to do. But running that and, I cover the events for that, run our social media, run our websites, that sort of thing. And so just mixing that love of what I did professionally and again, I'm not a professional photographer. I don't want to mislead you with that. I'm not a professional photographer. I'm an amateur photographer. But I am a professional media and technology person. And just my fascination with photography kind of fed back into toys. And it's just, I enjoy being able to pose the figures because for me in toy photography, and again, this is all just my opinion, but in toy photography, the first thing is the pose of the figure. If it's not a natural pose, the whole shot's not going to work. As humans, we are all experts in how other humans look and move and what's natural. So you need to mimic that with your figures. If you can get that part in first, the posing, then comes composition, what's around your figure, what's behind the figure, and then comes lighting, and then comes your actual camera work. What focal length are you using? How are you choosing to process that photo afterwards? But none of that matters if the pose is wrong. And I have seen, $200 or $300 figures that have all sorts of points of articulation, and the person has just utterly failed at the pose, and it's disappointing. And then the other time I've seen people who have done some amazing things with figures that are just 5 points of articulation. So it's really incredible, and there's an art to it as to how well you can use that plastic to tell a story and mimic human motion. Did I answer?
No videos though, right? Just still photos, right?
Yeah, just still photos. Just still photos.
Okay. You got your first question from the chat room. It's Murray Corrigan. He wants to know, do you take photos with a camera, your phone, both? What?
Mainly a camera. I have a Panasonic Lumix GX85, which is a micro four thirds sensor, and a whole range of various lenses and lighting and filters to go with that. But there is a time and place for phone photos as well. For a long while, it was phone photos for me. Rick, you shot a long time with your iPad, didn't you?
A little bit with my iPad, and then I switched to the iPhone, strictly to the iPhone.
So I mean, and the intelligence and the ability of these devices, these phones now, is amazing. And there's, you can get as good a quality photos with the phones as you can with an actual camera. The only difference that I find is that I can post process the files from my camera better than I can post process anything from my phone. If I shoot in what's I'm not know how familiar you guys are with like RAW files, RAW files. Mm-hmm. If I shoot in RAW, I can manipulate that way more in way more detail than I can with just a shot from my iPhone. But any of them works. Again, it's all down to the person. It's down to how good they are at posing the toy, and how good they are at staging the toy, and how well it's lit. you can use a $10,000 camera and take a picture of a poorly posed, poorly lit figure, and it's not going to be good. And you can use a burner phone to take a picture of a well posed, well lit figure, and it's going to be amazing.
Very cool. Hey, Moondoggy said the same thing, man. You got hit left and right tonight, Rick.
Okay.
It's yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. These guys are on the right track.
You're like the starter drug, you know. You get them.
He is. He is.
Yeah, the first one's free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the first one's free.
Just try it.
Oh.
I lead them on, and then I leave them high and dry.
100 figures later. Yeah, right.
Yeah. And also Rick sent me a horse.
Yeah.
You remember the horse, Rick? Yeah.
Yeah,
Rick
you had
sent me a horse.
you had a cowboy. You needed a horse.
As a matter of fact, one of the horse that you show in the promo video for tonight's episode is straight from our friend Rick Bradshaw.
Really?
My cowboy is kneeling in the front of that horse. That horse is straight.
Oh yeah.
That shot. Yeah.
It's a Mark's horse, right, Rick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marks.
I recognize that one.
Yeah.
Ask away, gentlemen. I'm trying to keep up with the chats right here.
Fred, how long have you been actually taking photos now?
Probably, I guess, of trying to build my craft with toy photos. I should be a whole lot better because it's just hit me. I've been doing this probably about 12 years now of taking toy photos. And wow, I should be a lot better. It's about 12 years it's been, and shooting all scales from 1/6 to 1/12 to, I'm recently getting into these 3/18 scale. They're a lot easier to stage. You can do more. There seems to be more things out there for them.
The 118, 118,
yeah, the 118. Yeah, like these little guys here. This guy, Amazon just dropped this guy at my back door. I don't know if you guys can tell what that is or not, but
yeah,
Joy Toy.
That's a 3 3/4 scale, like the Star Wars, the original Star Wars.
Yeah.
So you like that better because it fits with the backgrounds better and stuff like that?
You can do more with that scale. As far as creating, it's easier for me. It's a lazy man's way of creating the dioramas. It's easier to create a 3/18 scale diorama to shoot than it is to create a 1/6 scale diorama.
Sure.
That's just the fact of it. I mean, there are people who are doing some amazing things with 1/6 scale, but lazy folks like me are going to do the 3/18 diorama.
It's just a matter of space. 118, you can do so much more. And those Joy Toys, they photograph great.
The amount of detail on them is incredible. It really is.
Have you tried shooting them before or no?
I have not. I don't have a shot of the Joy Toy out there yet, but I've got this gentleman that I just showed you. I've got that guy, and I've got I bought a cheap die-cast vehicle that's also in 3/18 scale, and I hope to do some urban commando shots.
Yeah,
with these guys at some point.
Maybe
over Christmas break.
Yeah, you'll like the figure. They photograph great. I've got a whole bunch of Joy Toy stuff.
You got another question from the chat room, and that leads us into that. Ernie from Ernie's Attic said, you see some of your die-cast cars. Is that something you photograph?
I have in the past, but I've not done a lot of work with them. I might have some examples of some of my die-cast in my photo piece there, but action figures have pretty much been what I've done. Recently I've gotten back also into building models, like the 1/24 scale models, like plastic models you glue together, some of that stuff. I'm just all over the place, really, but I haven't shot a lot of die-cast, no.
All right. Can you show some examples of your photographs? Can you pull them up?
Yeah, absolutely I can.
Let these guys see what you do.
And they probably have seen some in the groups in the past, but what I can do is I have a Google photo album set up to where it has like the setup shot and then the actual final shot in there. And I can take you through some of these. If we get too long, just tell me, say, Melchor, cut this off. So we'll do that.
We got 20 minutes left of the show, so if you're longer than that, we'll cut
20
you
minutes. 20 minutes. But,
hey, real quick before you start on that, Matthew O'Connor had one more question.
Okay.
Do you plan on doing any stop motion in the future, possibly with those still photos?
That I'm a big fan of the Rankin and Bass stuff, and I would like to. I just have not yet. So do I plan to? I would like to. How about that? Yeah, I haven't set a concrete plan for it, but I would like to. I've seen some cool stuff though, especially some fight scenes between figures that would be hard to top. But
Yeah,
I would like to. Yeah,
some of that's professional.
I think you're right with that. All right, I'm going to try to see if I can figure out how to do a screen share here. Select a tab to share. Let's do a window.
You'll be the first to do this if you can pull it off, because I don't know how.
Yeah.
Have y'all got that?
He's a librarian. Nope. He can do it.
Now it came up.
Yep.
There you are.
Okay, so there's a setup shot. That I think is an Empire car, and that's one of my custom Joes. And I did flock that guy as well. And I bought the T-shirt and the jeans and the shoes. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know where I bought all this stuff from, but I did. The car is one that I bought and painted, but that shot becomes this.
Oh, dude, man.
That's nice.
So from that setup to that.
Yeah.
And then here's a Barbie apple cart truck, and that's a Barbie doll and two Joes. And that becomes this.
Oh, wow.
There you go. Nice.
And then here's some 112 scale stuff. It's Mando. You can see a setup. It's a table that's out by my pond in the woods with stuff. That shot becomes this.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Dude, that's amazing.
And then
that's a 118 scale or 112 scale?
This is 112. This is 112. That's the Black Series 6-inch 112 scale.
Between you and Rick, man, you might get me convinced to start collecting that shit. I swear to God.
Oh man, it's so cool. It's so cool.
Gotta go 112.
Here's a Santa Claus. I bought the Santa Claus head from Rick, remind me of the place that was in Texas, or they might still be in Texas.
Cotswold.
Cotswold. Yeah, I spent a fortune with those guys. I love them.
We all have. Don't worry.
Yeah, their service is incredible. Their selection is incredible. But I bought the Santa head from them. The Santa outfit is a Ken doll outfit. My wife made the green scarf. The horse is I found at a flea market. It's another Mark's horse, but that shot becomes this.
That's
cool.
Really well lit. I like that.
And then cool. More back to the Black Series. This one's 2 Stormtroopers and a Luke Skywalker. That shot becomes this.
Run away! Run away!
Yeah. I think my caption for that one was "Holy crap! Run for it!"
Yeah.
So I don't want to like just go through all. Here's another Joe set.
Do it, man. Whatever.
So there's that's a 1/6 scale Humvee from Rick, you got to help me. What is the
21st century?
The World Peacekeepers. That's the
World Peacekeepers. Yeah.
World Peacekeeper Humvee. It's a little short, but it works for 1/6. The rest of those are actual Joes in World Peacekeepers gear. That shot becomes this shot.
Nice.
Made the map.
There.
That's a Luke Skywalker Hoth vest on that guy. It's a flak vest. Yeah.
Very nice.
Let's see.
Yeah, great use of the backdrop too.
Yeah, like someone mentioned diecast. Well, here's like, just playing around with diecast. This is it's not Hot Wheels or Matchbox. It's the other one. I'm sorry, guys. I'm blanking out on the brands, but that becomes that.
Johnny
what
Lightning.
scale is that?
Johnny Lightning. That's a 1/64 scale.
Oh, okay. So Matchbox.
Yeah, you can see the apple in the bread there in the background for that. Here's some 3/18 scale. These are Boss Fight Studios figures. And
Oh,
you
I
can see
forgot you. I forgot you bought those.
Oh yeah, man. They're they're great figures, well detailed. They're a little fragile though. I'm kind of a big galoot, and I tend to break things, and I've broken every one of them, Rick. So
Oh.
a lot of them are held together with putty because they're so fragile. I mean, they're not for galoots to handle. But that
Yeah.
shot becomes this.
Ooh.
And I mean that's hard to believe that is a 3/18 scale. Look at the detail on this guy.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
bust
none
fight.
of that is enhancement at all. That is pure sculpt detail from that figure.
Yeah, but it pops under that light.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
shine.
boss fight makes nice. They make good stuff.
If they just weren't so dang fragile, that's the thing. Here's another boss fight. That one, that's the setup. There's the shot. That's called War Weary, I think is how I captioned that one.
There you go. Yeah,
Dude,
nice.
that's awesome, man.
I wanted to go stop me if you see something that interests you.
Have you ever gone smaller in like 1/32 scale, like toy soldiers, things like that?
No, I have not, but I should try that. I need to try
Yeah.
that.
Hey, I know that Doom Buggy.
Oh yeah, the Doom. I'll show you. Here's
Yeah, that's okay.
the Silver Surfer meets Thrawn there, but yeah, the Doom Buggy. That's an impact. No, it's I think
Gay
it's
Toys.
Gay Toys. Yeah, Gay Toys. Let me see. I have that Doom Buggy here at my feet. If y'all care to see it, but that's that one. I did some Playmobil stuff. Here, this is that custom Santa again. These are cotton balls on a table. That's a T-shirt back there, just a ring light with a blue hue, and that setup becomes this.
Wow.
Cotton balls, huh?
Yeah, cotton
Oh.
balls.
Wow.
Nice.
Again, I don't want to bore you guys, but this shot is probably my favorite shot of that Santa. To me, the lighting was right, the focus was right, and the posing was right. And again, it's all subjective, but this is my favorite shot of the Santa. These are Christmas ornaments from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, out on the Misfit Toys. That becomes this.
Yeah, nice.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
I love the gung ho hands because they're able to be so expressive.
Absolutely. I mean, that's and Rick, of course, being the expert that he is, he sent me a super articulated Joe with the gung ho hands, and then how can you ever go back from there, right? This is
Feeding that addiction, man. Feed that addiction.
Yeah, I mean, and this is a 112 figure. You can see this is just on my kitchen island with a printed a brick texture print from a laser printer, standing on a black bath mat, and that becomes this.
Oh wow!
So I mean, you can do some pretty cool stuff with minimal supplies, and I mean, like I said, there are a lot of photographers out there who are better than me. I don't want to.
No, this is awesome, man.
Here's this is the oh goodness, why do I keep drawing a blank on the manufacturers? But this is that Batcave set that was at Target for a while.
Oh, McFarlane
112 scale. That's exactly it, Rick. So that is the setup for that, and this is the final.
So Cosmo Sarah said you need to make up a calendar of these and sell it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seriously.
Terry.
Really good
This
photo.
looks as good as the stuff that Terry used to put together for his GI Joe.
I know, man.
Yeah. I put one. I had one in his one of his GI Joe calendars.
Yeah.
This is a Playmobil. I don't know if you guys are all in the Playmobil. They're a little smaller figures, but that's just my computer screen in the background, blue construction paper, an Amazon box, and popsicle sticks glued together and painted, and it becomes that.
Nah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
I mean,
Well,
again,
okay,
for
when you're doing your
Japanese-
lighting, I mean, lighting is like, I don't know, would you say 50% of it, 80% of it?
Yes, it is. Well, I mean, here's an example, like this one right here. So I'm just using my computer screen for the background through the windows. I've got a desk lamp, an LED desk lamp with an orange filter on it.
Uh-huh.
And look what that puts into that room for this shot.
Yeah, like a dusk.
Yeah. So it's and then I want to, I don't, like I said, I don't want to steal all our time here, but
No, dude, the rest of the time.
No,
is
no,
yours,
actually,
man.
that's what you're here for, dude.
So well, guys, I'm so used to working with teenagers, and they're like, they want to see this, and then they see like 4 of them, they're like, oh my god, I want to go do something else. But this is a setup here again with that's an Empire Jeep. I think it was originally a chuck wagon Jeep, and I painted it yellow and decoupaged some orange stripes on it. That's a Barbie doll. Yes, playing with dolls, I know, but that's a Barbie doll. That is this.
I've got 6 or 7 of them too. So
yeah. And there's the Joe that I flocked with the longer fibers, and it's just on the table out by my tool shed. That shot becomes this shot. But again, that's just natural light. There's really not a.
Okay, so my next question: do you prefer inside or outside shooting when you're doing it?
I guess it depends on the effect that I want. I like the brightness of outside, but I don't like the lack of control you have over it. Clouds come over the sun. The sun tends to move across the sky. It won't hold still. So, your shadows move, and the shot that you want can disappear.
Yeah,
outside is great. Yeah. But
so do you end up photoshopping any of this, or is it just straight how it turns out? It turns out
almost everything is photoshopped to the point that there are tweaks in tint and hue, but not necessarily anything else. I mean, there are some shots where I add the background and stuff like that in it with Photoshop, but these things that you're seeing here are pretty much.
Yeah, you're not using this. You're not doing any green screen or anything like that, right? I mean, it's
not necessarily in these shots. I'll try to find one where I have, but like here's Santa Claus leaving, going back to the North Pole on a snowboard. That's the setup. There's the shot. The mist is photoshopped in.
Okay.
But the rest is actual. Yeah. There's no virtual there. It's all actual. Let me see if I've got.
Tim Cope wants to know what camera you're using. I think you said that earlier.
It's a Panasonic GX85 Micro Four Thirds camera.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can find one where I put in. Well, this one's got quite a bit of Photoshop going in it, because what I've got is I've got a trash bag and I've got saran wrap. And then you use Photoshop to blur that, do a blur brush on it, and it turns it into water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's some Photoshop there. But then there are some. I want to see if I can find that one. There are. Well, here's another good shot of Santa. That's my television in the back, my ring light, a Christmas tree, and it becomes that.
So you darken the whole room and then just have that one light on there, right?
Yep.
Wow.
So you try to light what you want focused on, and that's his face in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the snow is photoshopped in, right?
The snow in the foreground is photoshopped in, yes. But you'll notice in the setup shot that the snow is in the background is actually on my TV screen.
Wow.
So I want to find there because Rick knows there's a lot that I've done where I've done complete background replacements, and I'm trying to find one of those. And I don't know if I have necessarily kept all those because here's one. So here's the setup on that one. That is there's those famous popsicle sticks again. That's an Aquaman figure and the G.I. Joe diver figure, the 1/12 scale G.I. Joe's, the new one's out, the diver figure. That is the setup of it. And then I photoshopped in the background.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So the only actual is the figures and the pier that they're on. The other is I dropped in a background.
Yeah.
Now, is your background photos, are they static? They're just a picture, or are they actually moving screen?
No, they're just a picture. They're just a picture. And I don't have rights to these pictures at all. I have stolen other photographers' work and just dropped it into my own on these backgrounds. I have no idea who took that picture. It's a beautiful picture. Whatever photographer took that deserves some credit. And Fred Melchor, as a librarian, that doesn't even know who they are to give them credit. So I'm sorry about that, but yeah, and this is just done for fun though from there. But let's see. Again, I don't want to bore you guys with all this stuff, but
You're not boring anybody, man. This is great.
No, you're not. No,
I
you're
think
not.
you're inspiring other people to give it a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like here, I get into where's this? I want to go back to where did I go? I'm sorry guys, I'm getting all ahead of myself. So here, I like to mix figures and try to tell a story. So the Wolfman was always being pursued and he got trapped by this thing. So I was like, well, what if he came across R2D2 trying to rescue him in C-3PO? So you can see this is just a piece of styrofoam, like flower arrangement styrofoam.
Yep.
Yeah.
Press sticks in it, put some dirt on it. It's actually on my wife's dining room table with a black T-shirt in the background. So, that was a cleanup to do, but I got it cleaned up. But this setup becomes this. And yes, that drill is photoshopped in. The light on that is, and R2D2's red light right there is photoshopped in, and the glow on C-3PO's eyes is photoshopped in. But that is, that becomes that shot. And I think this one was captioned, "Hurry R2, the villagers are almost here."
Yeah. Awesome.
And then I want to get down to the one that I want you to see. These are Boss Fight Studios again. That becomes this. Yes, Photoshop snow, Photoshop flame on that one. These are Halloween decorations down here. That's like a bird skull and wing. That sort of thing. It's just really entertaining.
When it comes to your diorama pieces, now I know what I use. I go to the dollar store a lot. Is that stuff you look for? Or?
Absolutely. I look for whatever's cheap and whatever's easy. I mean, when I say that I'm lazy about dioramas, I'm lazy about dioramas. You can see what I do. Like this one right here. Look at that.
You're not making any permanent dioramas, though. You're just making them for the picture and then taking them down, right?
Just for one shot. This is a dollhouse, a wooden door of a dollhouse that I asked for Christmas and got. It was and again, it's just the door. There's no dollhouse. It's just the door. These are printed brick textures from my laser printer, black and white laser printer, printed and one sheet and cut it in half because I didn't want to print two sheets. Just print one sheet, cut it in half. Either side of the door. This shot becomes this. So I mean, something just, that's not an earth-shattering photo, but from a piece of paper and a wooden dollhouse door, you get that.
Yeah. So cool.
And yes, I use Photoshop to put the sparkle on his helmet and on his shoulder. I want to get to one of the more recent ones that I did. Well, here is Frankie and his bride. More dollhouse furniture becomes that.
Neat.
And then you guys, this was in your video. This one is one that I'm proud of, guys. I am quite proud of this picture. This is an Elvira figure. I just got this one right around Halloween. You can see the links that I went to with lighting there. Got a light above her to put an orange glow on her. I've got a light behind that cardboard piece shining on Frankie and Wolfman. And then I got a blue field light from the ring light to kind of give it some brightness. And I mean, there are happy accidents. And this is what this was. This is a happy accident. I don't know that I could recreate this photograph if I had to. But to me, that is just perfect.
Crap. That looks real.
Yeah.
That's real.
That's one of your best shots right there.
And I think I captioned that from Elvira's days, from Elvira's days when she was Mistress of the Dark on TV, she would say things like this. And I think I captioned that. Look at the size of these pumpkins.
She should do a song with that title.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But so I mean that's a shot that I'm very proud of there.
Dude, you should be proud of all these, man. They all look good, man.
And this is as much accident as it was, my skill or artistic ability. It was a happy accident to get all of that together. Look at the lighting on that skull back there.
Yeah.
I did not know that was going to translate that well. That lighting on that skull is coming from here. I really didn't know it was going to translate that well, but when I saw that, I'm like, dang. And then, of course, I did use Photoshop to put the glow and the flames on the canvas and in the lamp. But, I mean, I was like, wow, that's a great shot. I really loved it.
You got another question from the chat room, brother.
Okay, go ahead.
Ernie from Ernie's Addict asks, do you do anything special to the cotton balls to make them look more like snow, or you just throw out cotton balls?
Let's go back to one of them where we got the cotton balls. It's gonna matter at what angle you shoot them at. Where is that one? Did I miss? Well, like here. If you look at here, you see how these cotton balls on this shed, it just looks like cotton up there, right? It's because I'm looking at it from an angle where I can see that. When you shoot at an angle to where you can't see that. That one probably still looks too much like cotton, though. But
so you're pulling it apart. It's like pillow stuffing more.
Yeah. You just pull it apart. You know, it's not just regular cotton balls. You pull it apart like here. I don't know if you guys can make that out. That's white paper underneath, so I wouldn't have to have as much cotton ball on it. I've got it lit with a blue spotlight here to add a blue tint to it. And that, when on the final piece, see, I'm so low on the angle that you can't see that it's not. But that's just the way the cotton comes across in the photo when it's lit from the side and you shoot low. It just comes across like that. So there's not really any Photoshop trick to make it look any more like snow. It's just in angle.
And do you use a regular Photoshop application, or is there a certain one you like? Or
I'm using Photoshop CS6 on my Windows machine.
Windows, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm using. But there was another. I thought I had a better thing of the snow. But
Ronald overseas, I think he said, "Do you ever use UV light to make things glow?"
I have not used that. Has he?
I don't know. That was just a question.
I've not used that, but I bet that would really make it pop. Rick, you might remember this one. This is Spider-Man, Captain America, and Hulk. And I think the caption was here, "Calm down, Bruce. He's not a real spider."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's funny as shit.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't want to bore you guys. So here's a disappointment. Man. So here's a disappointment, guys. So here we go. That's my computer screen in the background. This is a Ric Flair figure. This is a white T-shirt over. I think there's a book under there, right?
Yep.
So I used Photoshop to put the ropes in. He's lit with some lighting that's not pictured there. But then I put his belt on upside down, y'all.
Wouldn't have noticed it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. Well, people who are big wrestling fans notice it right away. So it spoils that whole shot because his belt's upside down. But that shot's a disappointment. But
Moondoggy wants to know if you have an Instagram page.
I don't, man. I just
anything on TikTok or just Facebook.
I just do Facebook for my personal use. For work, I maintain Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter or X or whatever they're calling themselves. But for my personal use, I just maintain Facebook. Here's another shot that I like. Talk about simplicity. This is a dollhouse furniture table, chair, and footstool. That's my computer screen behind there. Once again, have pirated some photographer's beautiful photograph. Got it lit. It looks like that. And I think I called this one Hard Day's Night or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Bruce,
I mean, I want you to see from any of this, I want you to see that you don't have to have a lot of stuff. You know, you just have to know how to pose. If this figure was well lit and well placed, and he was just laying there straight on that couch with no movement, no natural form, we would all see that immediately because we know what it looks like when a human does something unnatural. The pose is the thing. The pose is the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, bro. This is awesome, man.
Well, you keep saying you don't set up elaborate stuff, but compared to the stuff I do, your setups are pretty elaborate.
Oh, I don't know, Rick. You do some pretty cool stuff. I see some of the stuff that you do under the porch. And
yeah,
with your,
that's the thing. I use my neighbor's porch. You have a great setup. You have all kinds of stuff.
Does your neighbor know this?
No, I do.
They do if they're watching now.
Rick is just out there crawling under people's houses. That's crazy.
Dollbase wants to know what's the size of your computer screen when you put it in the background.
17-inch. My computer's a 17-inch Alienware laptop. When I'm using my TV, it's a 46-inch, I think, Panasonic or something like, or Sharp, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely have an
Paul.
art, brother. No doubt
Yeah,
about it.
the
Well,
only
thank you.
problem here, Fred, the only problem is you don't post enough. You need to take more pictures.
Well, I kind of burned myself out, and I hadn't been shooting as much, and I started building models, and then I bought that truck, and I just have playing around with that. But someone asked earlier about Photoshop and dropping in backgrounds. So I didn't use a green screen. I used blue screen on this one. You can see that's Spider-Man and Green Goblin. They're 1/12 scale Marvel Legends. So I used Photoshop to eliminate the supports, and I used Photoshop to replace the blue background with a city street from a comic book page.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So that's a whole lot of Photoshop in that photograph. But again, the posing. I mean, we recognize if the posing is not right. We recognize if his weight is not. Like with Goblin, he's shifting his weight to steer that sled. So you can see his weight shifting in his legs. You can see the motion in Spider-Man. We know that even if we don't realize it, we are experts in how the human form should look. We're experts in that.
Yeah. Sometimes even the tilt of a head can make or break a picture.
Yeah.
And with Joe's, Rick, man, G.I. Joe, nobody head tilts like G.I. Joe.
Yes.
No other figure held head tilts like that. And I'll stop, guys, with this one. This is one of my favorite photographs. It's also one of my students' favorite photographs. That's a Joe that all of that Joe is straight from Cotswold. Just bought it in pieces and put it together. And this is a Marvel Legends Sasquatch figure that I use Photoshop to enlarge behind the tent. And I don't remember what I captioned this one. Maybe something like "What was that noise?" or something. But I'm a big fan of the Bigfoot stories, and I always leave my students with this picture, and they seem to like that one the best.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul.
Sir.
One of the things that's really cool about shooting 1/12, if you play around with it,
Yeah.
is that the dollhouse furniture that you buy at the hobby stores is 1/12 scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes it much easier to find equipment in that scale than it is in 1/6 or even 1/18.
Like that door frame you had, that was probably just a Hobby Lobby thing, right? Or
Yes, you can get that from Hobby Lobby. I mean, if you go to the Hobby Lobby, there's a whole section on do-it-yourself dollhouses.
Dollhouse, yeah.
Because there are craftsmen who can build dollhouses that look like real houses. And there's little miniature TVs, there's miniature couches, doors, windows, and the stuff's not expensive either. You can get a whole living room set for less than $20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got one more question from Ronald. He wants to know: do you use AI to aid in your making of any of your pictures?
I do not. I have been experimenting with in AI in the professional world in helping to write some text for photos and stuff like that. But as far as for my personal use, I've not used AI yet. Right. Have any of you guys used AI?
Just in some of my photo stories, but it's mostly for voices.
Yeah. Andy, tell me about AI. What have you done with AI, Andy?
One of the tools that I use for modeling people's faces is to start by taking a photograph and bringing it into a basically like a 2.5 dimension thing. Yeah. AI is not very good at getting head shapes right. It's horrible at getting head shapes right. So you start with that, and then you start. Actually, I did start with both Paul and Rick's. I started with a photograph, and I used that to make a 3D model. Right. And then I start manipulating the model. So just the starting model takes like 3 minutes to get the starting point, and then it's 4 hours of work after that to finish tightening it up.
I was going to say before we get going, I want to say the head tilt. Yes. Nobody head tilts like a Joe. I mean, you can do so much emoting with that head tilt. That's incredible.
Yeah,
that really is. Yeah, Andy, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry, but yeah, the AI stuff is interesting, and I mean, AI really changes the game in a lot of things, not only in writing and photography, but just across the realm of everything. You really can't believe anything you see anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it hard.
Speaking of that, Fred,
Yes.
do you believe in Bigfoot?
You and I and Terry had talked about this, and God rest Terry.
Yeah.
That was a hard loss, and it's terrible for his family, especially. But people ask me that, and I like to say that I believe the believer. Do I believe in Bigfoot? I've never seen evidence of Bigfoot. I've been in a lot of forests. I'm an avid hiker. I log. I just recently surpassed 1,000 miles on the trail. Hiked all over the Southeast, all over the Appalachian Mountains, the Blue Ridge Mountains, Smoky Mountains, and I've never seen any evidence of Bigfoot. Seen plenty of dangerous people, but no Bigfoot. I would like to. I want to believe in Bigfoot. I love the stories. As a huge undocumented zoological creature, I don't believe that exists, but I believe that the believers have seen something other than a bear. What that is, I don't know. Where it goes, I don't know. But I choose to believe the believer. How's that? That's a very political answer.
There you go. You're very politically correct.
Yes.
Well, Fred, while I got you up big, man, we're past the hour mark, but I could talk to you for probably another hour and look at your pictures for another hour. So we definitely got to get you back on the show.
I'll come back. Let me know.
Definitely, man. So
Right.
While I have you up big, can you tell people where to find you, how to find your pictures? I know you said you're just on Facebook, but
Yeah, I don't have anything really of my photos public other than just in the groups. Everything that I do ends up in the Action Figure Playhouse. It ends up in the Art of Action Figure Photos. It ends up in if it's a Joe based, I put it in some of Michael's groups. The G.I. Joe Experience. If it's Joe based, I'll put it in there. But I just that's really where you can find me. I'm in the groups. You can if you go to Rick's Action Figure Playhouse, everything I've ever shot is in there. You can put my name up and you'll find it all there. And most of it has the background, the setup pic in the first comment from there.
Yeah.
But again, I do this just for fun and self-fulfillment. So I should do more Instagram. I know in my professional life, our Instagram feeds get a whole lot more traction than Facebook. I find that my generation is Facebook. The parents of my current high school students are Facebook, kind of Instagram, and my students are all pretty much TikTok and Snapchat. So they've moved on even from Instagram. So
Yeah.
Look for me in the groups. That's where I am.
well, maybe I could put you four together and come up with one YouTube channel. All four of you guys can get together. Because none of you guys have a YouTube channel yet. So
Yeah, we do.
We'd be the four
We have
boring
this
guys that you know, right?
We have your channel, Paul.
the Four Musketeers.
I have a channel. I just don't post anything anymore.
Well, once
I have
again,
a
I want
big
to thank
hole in
you
my
for coming on the show.
Sure. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely, brother. And again, we want to have you back, no doubt, man.
All right. Well, Rick knows how to get me. Well, you do too now, Paul. You got me on Facebook.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
And once again, I need to thank somebody for this, brother. I do appreciate.
Well, that's what happens when they won't send me a picture.
I do appreciate Mini Me. It definitely. This is going to work with me tomorrow. My coworkers are going to love this, man.
Happiness.
And
What
who do we
you
have
actually
next week?
mean is
Stacey,
you're
who
going
do
to send that into work, and you're not going to go into work. That's
Right,
what
yeah, man. Just put it at my desk.
put it in your desk
Hey,
assistant.
Stacey, who do we have next week? I know you lines.
Well, I think we're going to have Jim because I haven't heard from either one of the two guys. So
Jim Casey?
Yeah, Jim.
Okay.
Jim Heenan.
All right, cool.
So I'll message with him. He should be ready to go though. So
Right on. All right. We will see everybody next week. Once again, Fred, appreciate you coming on.
Peace out. Thank y'all. Thank
Guys
you.
have a great week.
Bye, guys.
Keep making
Thanks,
the
Rick.
world a better place.